Okay, I'm reviewing my sculpture-based photography little house project. This is for Stephanie Morley. So this is a small paper house held together with hot glue. It features a few steepled windows, a door, and shingles made from decorative paper. The window panes are made from cut-up toothpicks, as are a couple of little details on the sides and the hinges on the door. The house sits in a nighttime garden surrounded by green bushes, and it's lit from within with an electric tea light. The house also sports some texture rather than just simple paper. There's a stippled texture on the house's stucco and a straight texture along its shingles. This texture was achieved via some light paint and Mod Podge and a bit of stippling. As for the analysis, the house has a wonky feel to it, almost like a cartoon house, especially with its mismatched window panes and the messy Mod Podge application. But I think it adds a little bit of whimsy. It isn't perfect, but even so, like what house is? The addition of the interior light makes the house feel warm, lived in, and inviting, as if you were coming home from it after a long day out. I like the rustic feel of the plants in the background. It gives it a cottage feel as well, and definitely not something you would find in a city if this were a full sized house. The funny thing about this house is that it looks deceptively big. It's not any bigger than your hand, but because of the angle of the photograph and the surrounding plants, it seems like it could be a full size picture, or at least maybe a bigger model. Um, I personally think from my evaluation that the piece fit the framework of the assignment to make a small little house from simple materials. I ended up just using a folder and toothpicks and the Mod Podge and hot glue and white paint and everything, and then a stencil I found online of a little house. That helped a lot. I personally am not very good at putting together models and like wireframes and kind of things like that, so the pattern helped a lot. I think that the wonky angles of some of the windows and the door give it charm, but I do think it could be a bit more precise, especially with the paint. Um, it may not have been totally necessary adding the paint, but I like the added texture, and the internal glow of it makes it feel more real rather than just a piece of paper. But I think the angle of the photo and the garden and the glow of from the tea light make it feel like home. You know, it's something inviting. It's pleasant. It's just a nice little thing to look at. And I hope that any viewer looking at this would feel the same way. If I were to do anything differently, I would definitely fix the windows. I made the one on the right first, and I thought it looked great. And then I tried the second one, and I realized after I put everything on that they don't quite match. So I would probably rework those and make them more identical. But I had a lot of fun with this piece. I enjoyed tinkering with the paper. I even used these old fun patterned scissors that I've had in my drawer since I was a kid to make the shingles and the little base around the edge of the bottom. But yeah, this was a fun piece, and I'm glad I got to do it.